And now we're going to go through the recipe. So the recipe asks for 400 grams of bread flour. Bread flour is typically higher in protein, between 12 to 14% here in Australia. It also asks for 100 grams of rye flour. If you're to do the whole recipe in rye flour, it's quite difficult to mix. That's why we make a blend. You're also going to require 10 grams of salt. We're going to use the O-tentic that we activated before. And we're also going to use some of Paratos's ready-to-use powder sourdough. This is a sourdough that's actually been drum dried. So it's a rye sourdough that's been drum dried, and that's why it has a really dark, rich, malted colour. We're only going to use that around 10 grams. It's ready to use. It doesn't leaven the bread, but it's going to bring a really nice malted flavour into your bread. And now, one of the most important parts, we're also going to add the water. For the water, it's important to have a water temperature approximately around 15 degrees. Why, you ask that? Because we need a final dough temperature between 26 to 28 degrees. If the dough is too cold, it takes quite a long time to ferment. If it's too hot, it's going to be really sticky and it's going to fall apart. So it's always important not to add all of your water at once, because what will happen if you add all the water at once, your dough becomes kind of like soup and it's very difficult to mix. It's easier to add more water in the second speed. So I suggest adding first about 300 grams of water, and then you can add anything more that you like in the second mix. Now we're going to put it straight into the mixer here. I'm going to use a dough hook. It's very important that you start low. Don't start mixing on anything higher than first speed, especially for the first 4 to 5 minutes. After about 4 to 5 minutes, you'll be able to mix it and take them to second speed. I also recommend nothing higher than 4 if you're using a KitchenAid. And then you do what's called a gluten test, and I'll show you that in a moment.